Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When? With the voice of your childhood, Tony Schiavone. Tony, what's going on, man? How are you?
Good morning to you, Conrad. How are you? What you going to spring on me today, you piece of shit?
Oh, lots of stuff. But first of all, happy anniversary, baby. Today is the 400th episode of What Happened When. Can you believe that's even a thing?
I didn't think I would be alive for 400. But here I is. I
mean, you've only quit the show about 9 times behind the scenes. This is fucking really an impressive feat to get to 400. I greatly appreciate everyone hanging around with us, and we're going to be doing something kind of fun. We actually solicited your suggestions online and said, hey, got big 400 coming up. What would you like to see? And Tony said, fuck them. I want to watch some Arena Mexico. So that's what we're doing today. I'm pretty fired up about it. Whenever you get excited about something, it's easy for me to get excited about something, Tony.
Got excited about it because I'm talking to some of the wrestlers that will go unnamed. Actually, I talked about 4 of them. We were kind of sitting around together and we were talking about Arena Mexico. And I had asked, how is that anyway? And they 100% of them all said it's one of the best experiences they've ever had because of the way the fans are, because of just the nostalgia and the building, and that the fans are really into everything they do. Yep. They are not, I'm going to say this as best as I can. They're not like the American fans to where the American fans feel they are part of the show. Many of them do. And there are some fans there who are just, as they're in Mexico City and they are enjoying as tourists, one of the stops is Arena Mexico because it's legendary. And they want to see, since they're in Mexico, they want to see a quote unquote lucha libre match because it's part of the heritage there, right? So you get the mix of that. And I thought, you know what? I really like to see something. And behold, we are seeing something. And we are seeing something that involves AEW wrestlers. How about that? Recent stuff.
I'm looking forward to it. We'll have a link in the description so you can check this out. We're going to be watching a pretty fun show. We're going to be going to March 29th earlier this year in Arena Mexico. It was actually called by Dave Meltzer a legit show of the year candidate. He would go on to say, not necessarily for match quality, which was high, but just for atmosphere and heat. The heat came across loud on the feed, and multiple people who attended noted to us that this was the most sustained heat for an entire show they had ever seen. It was also a very different crowd than the usual Friday night at Arena Mexico. This was a hardcore wrestling crowd that was there to see AEW wrestlers or ex-WWE wrestlers in the main event. Because the show sold out 3 weeks in advance, there were no tickets left for tourists. But we're going to have some fun watching some wrestling from south of the border. We'll have the link in the description so you can watch along with us. But Tony, a lot has happened. You know, you've been a little bit of a world traveler. Of course, last weekend was All Out, and then you were back for like a hiccup and then back on the road again. We got
all in.
Yes. Wembley Stadium in the rearview mirror. Right. And now we get to talk about some of your shenanigans across the pond. As I understand it, you didn't go alone, Tony. You had the honor and privilege of taking your son who works with AEW. So you got to spend some time with him. I can't believe this is real. But I have it on good authority that Lois left the house.
She did.
What's going on?
And it wasn't easy. I'm telling you, it wasn't easy to convince her to do this because she said, I don't want to sit in a hotel room while you do wrestling shows. I said, for crying out loud, I've got 2 shows, really 3 shows to do. 2 are in Cardiff, 1 is in London, and between them, we've got time off. So we convinced her. We found a a nice young lady to come and sit with the dogs, live at the house and sit with the dogs. Lois has always wanted to go to Scotland because that is where her family's from. And so we went, and she didn't go to Cardiff. But there you can see, I think this is Anna, Queen of Scots Castle. And there's Matt with us. And we spent a whole day traveling around. We stayed in Glasgow and traveling around. I'm not so sure what that is. That may still be Mary, Queen of Scots' house. That picture right there. But, you know, if you think about it, we do not have buildings like this in the United States because, I mean, these buildings have been erected for, you know, centuries. So this was spectacular to see all these castles and go around and see it. Now this one right here, for those of you who like the show Outlander, this is Lois's favorite scene. This is the Mid-Hope Castle, and this is where the leading lady of Outlander finds her lover, and that is me. That is us reenacting that scene. And unlike the guy in the archway right there, I didn't get any that night.
Oh my goodness!
But that's us reenacting the scene from the Outlander. So she wanted to do that. So I said, "Sure, go ahead, let's do it."
Help me understand. You took her across the pond. You took her to Europa.
The answer is yes.
Wow.
Okay. That's what you get for being married 43 years.
You know, I've been thinking a lot about that myself. You know, I'm learning as I get older. Boy.
It changes, doesn't it?
Well, it's not necessarily that it changes. It's just you learn. You're reminded why for more than 10 years you said, "Oh, I'll never get married." Mm-hmm. And then you get fooled and you get convinced. Mm-hmm. And you start to outsmart yourself. And then you wake up one day and you realize, you know, trying to make a woman happy is a fool's game with diminishing returns. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at you, just flying a lady across the pond.
Yep.
No steal signals. Mm-mm. Just shut down Jones.
Shut down Jones. That's okay. I've learned to live with it. Let's see. The last picture was once again there you go. Thanks, Dave. That is Trafalgar Square, and that is St. Martin in the Fields Church, which is known to have the greatest acoustics of any church in the world.
What a sentence that is.
Yeah, I know. That's a little history tip. Let's see what else we got. There's me at Stonehenge.
That's a pretty big picture there, bud.
Yeah. As Jeff Jones said, hey, look, it's an old fossil in Stonehenge. And there's me and Jeff Jones together at Stonehenge. Now,
that's a pretty badass photo there, bud.
That is Abbey Road. And she wanted to go to Abbey Road because she's such a Beatles fan. The Abbey Road, as you're looking at, the Abbey Road studios are on the left. And we were walking across like the Beatles walked across. And
who's your photog on that? Is that your son?
No, he was not with us on this one. This was the day before Wembley, so he was working at the stadium.
Yeah.
There were like 5 or 6 fans who recognized us and said they'd take a picture. Taking a picture on that street is very difficult. I have about 5-6 shots of Lois, and all of them I had to run on the because there's a curve right behind us. I had to run on the road and say, "Okay, go, go, go," and she'd walk and I'd snap, and then I'd run off, and the cars would go by. So that wasn't easy, but that was a couple of fans that were with us, and we took pictures with them.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I'm glad you got that experience, and I'm glad Lois got that experience. And boy, there's a lot that's happened, and we're going to talk about most of it here today. Our rundown is brought to you by Lumen. If you want to take the next step in improving your health, go to lumen.me/WHW to get 15% off your Lumen. That's LUMEN.me/WHW for 15% off your purchase. Tony, so much has happened since you and I got together. I heard from a friend of ours, mutual friend of ours, who said, "Hey man, next time you record with Tony, ask him about me texting him and Taz during Dynamite." Our pal Eddie Kingston, who I guess wears you and Taz out during Dynamite. I can't wait to hear what Eddie's got up his sleeve here.
He's relentless. It's funny.
You're live on the air.
Well, actually, what he does is because he has a link to the broadcast, he'll, as we sit down and warm up.
Oh, I see.
He'll hear us, but then he starts to the broadcast. And there was one time he said something about us responding to him, texting him back. And Taz sent him a text back. He said, "We can't. We're on the air, you dumbass." And Eddie said, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Like he forgot we were on the air. But it's a lot of fun because he makes comments about every match. And the comments are just Eddie Kingston hilarious. You got to know Eddie on a personal level. To know his humor, because he's funny as hell. And that's one thing that kind of disappointed me, because Eddie didn't make the trip, and Eddie loves Lois, and Lois is appreciative of Eddie, where he wore the Lois Rules shirt at one time. So yeah, he will text us relentlessly, making snide comments about the matches, but more importantly, what we say. So that's a treat. I guess I could end it by not taking my phone with me to the broadcast position.
Oh, no, that's not fun.
No, that's not fun. And I can't do it because you never know what happens at home.
Well, no,
you gotta always be tethered to the house. And, Lois is here by herself with a dog that eventually is going to knock her down the stairs one day, probably.
Well, don't talk like that. Damn nation.
Well, that dog's nuts.
Yeah, but you're trying to speak that into existence. Let's don't give that life.
Oh, you believe in that stuff too?
Oh yeah, motherfucker. Power of positivity is real. The things you think about all the time become real. Worrying about shit's like praying for bad stuff.
Okay. All right. So I didn't realize this. I didn't realize you were as full of shit as Lois.
I'm not as full of shit as Lois. If you took me to Europe, I'd let you beat my brakes off.
Okay.
I'd bend over for you, Daddy. I'd just take it.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody took me nowhere. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Hey, let's talk about, you were talking about your buddy Taz. I don't know that I told you this, but he and I, we're texting pals. We used to be telephone pals. And then my wife put her foot down and said, "Hey, he needs to stop calling every day and y'all talking for 2 hours. I'd like a little bit of my husband time back." So now we're texting buddies, and that annoys Taz because he'd rather we just pick up the phone and talk.
Yeah.
And, we were going back and forth about, there's going to be a big show coming up this weekend in Chicago, as you know. And I said, "Hey man, I'm going to be at that Chicago show. I'm going to come in a couple days early. You want to get together? I'll buy you a steak. You'll call me a mark. It'll be great." Yeah. And he said, "Dude, you don't have to buy me a steak, but I would love to see you." He was being genuine. And I was like, "Hey, dude, that was a joke. I didn't think you were actually going to call me a mark or dump me on my head or whatever we said." And Taz, being Taz, had enough of the texting. So he sent me a voice memo. And it was the most Taz voice memo a person could receive. And I wanted you to take a listen. Here you go.
Oh, my God. Oh, whoa. Stop.
What?
Just want to let everybody know that this was, and I'm going to put it out there in the air, that this is being done by Conrad, not by Tony. So when Taz confronts me about this, I'm going to say, hey, they played that from the studios. I have nothing. Just let me say, for the record, I'm against this.
Okay.
I'm against this. I'm not for this. Okay.
Well, I'm for it. Roll that beautiful bean footage, Mr. Silva.
Did you ever think maybe that your sarcastic wit and your humor does not translate via text message? Call the fucking guy up or send him a voice text so he can hear the inflection in your voice and how you really feel. If it's a joke or a serious thing, I can't read this shit, Conrad. I don't read the fucking redneck texting. I don't understand the humor in this. I can't see the transitional to the humor from the text. It's quite concerning. Typical hillbilly shit. Good Lord.
Is that not the most Taz voice message of all time? My goodness.
I'd like to say, for the record, I'm against playing that.
He didn't say anything bad.
No, he didn't. As a matter of fact,
none of that's going to get us heat. Everything. I mean, he'll be mad, but I mean, like, there's not going to be any clickbait over that. No headlines over that.
Oh, that's priceless.
I was like, dude, for people who don't know the real life Taz, this is a peek behind the curtain of what it's like to be in that man's life for real.
That's right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So I'm going to walk in today, the locker room and say, "Did you hear what Conrad did?"
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna get in front of this shit.
I love you for that. I love you for that. Hey, we got to send some congratulations here from What Happened When. But before we do, I want to give you guys a heads up. Life doesn't happen bi-weekly, so why should payday? The money you earn can be in your hands today with EarnIn. EarnIn is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work, up to $100 a day, or up to $750 per pay period. Just download the EarnIn app and verify your paycheck, then access up to $100 a day as you work, and even leave an optional tip. Any money you access, plus tips, are automatically repaid from your next paycheck. And this is great if you've had an unexpected expense. We've all had that. Maybe something all of a sudden's wrong with your car. Maybe you need a new outfit. Maybe you got a special night out you got to cover. Or maybe you have an unexpected trip to the vet. That's not fun. But hey, make EarnIn a part of your financial routine and join EarnIn's over 3.5 million customers who say things like, when I think about EarnIn, I think about financial stability, security. It gives me a lot of peace of mind. Download EarnIn today. It's spelled EARNIN in the Google Play or Apple App Store. When you download the EarnIn app, type in What Happened When under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. What Happened When under podcast. EarnIn is a financial technology company, not a bank. Subject to your available earnings, daily max, pay period max, and location. See earnin.com/TOS for details. Bank products are issued by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Tony, we've been gone and off the air last week because you were across the pond, but we're back now and we missed some things we got to catch up on. We talked about the trip to Europe. We talked about Eddie Kingston and Taz, but there are some congratulations in order. I don't know if you saw this or not, but well, Mrs. Brutus Beefcake took to social media to write, "I might be pregnant."
Okay.
Can you imagine if there's a little beefer running around strutting and cutting? Is the world ready for Brutus the Barber Beefcake to have a mini-me?
I have a problem with this.
Really?
Yeah.
You have a problem with them being happy in their relationship and sharing their love?
No. Thank you for really kind of misconstruing what I say, because you're very good at that. I have a problem with announcing that you're pregnant or announcing personal family shit on social shit media. Okay. That's what I have a problem with.
So just so I understand, I want to get the headline right for WrestleZone and Wrestling.
Okay. Oh, you put this on 411 fuck sheet?
411 fuck sheet is going to have this as the headline. Tony Schiavone doesn't care about your baby. Keep that shit off my social media feed.
No, Tony Schiavone doesn't care about you being pregnant.
Tony Schiavone says, fuck Brutus the Barber Beefcake and his pregnant wife.
No, it's not what he...
Tony Schiavone doesn't want happiness for Brutus the Barber Beefcake's unborn child.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out the headline.
Here's another headline. Conrad Thompson discovers there's no pussy in marriage. How about that? Put that one on your headline.
Here's another headline. Conrad Thompson ain't never done without. Roll Tide. Hey, something else happened over the weekend that, boy, when I saw it, I got tickled. And I said, if there's one person I can share this with, I know for sure it's Tony Schiavone. Do you know who my man Big Daddy Mark 40 is?
No.
Would you like to learn about Big Daddy Mark 40?
Looks like I have no say so in this, because I'm going to learn about him here.
I think you'll dig it. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you look at social media at all, or if you just outsource it. Like something.
I outsource. I will look at Facebook to see what I have friends that I grew up with.
In West Virginia. Yeah.
In Virginia.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. No, you said, listen, I get it. You're stuck on a lake in Mississippi. Okay. I get that.
It's the Tennessee River, just so you know.
Oh, well, it all runs through the South. All the redneck shit at the head, and it all floats down.
You live in Marietta. You're as south as it gets.
Anyway, I even forgot what I was talking about.
Well, you're talking about how that the internet is clamoring for Tony Reed's rap. You know that people miss this component of our show more than anything else. You know that in honor to celebrate episode 400, we needed Tony Reed's rap. But I know that you're going to Schiavone it and let us all down.
Yeah.
So I outsourced something fun when I found my man, Big Daddy Mark 40. And you know what we're not going to do, Tony? We're not going to have him do rap, because I know you think, like my dad, it's just a bunch of bullshit. So instead, we're going to have our friend Big Daddy Mark 40 play some wrestler theme songs for us. Let's take a listen.
Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise bomb shining now. You can't see me, my time is now. In case you forgot or fell off, I'm still hot, knock your shell off. My money stacked fat, plus I can't turn the swell off. Franchise doing big niggas, I live this is automatic. I win it, here is hard to finish. A soldier, and I stay under your fighting, cause I'm storming on your chumps like I'm thunder and lightning. Ain't no way you're breaking me, kid, I'm harder than nails. Plus I keep it all locked like I'm part of the jail. I'm slaughtering deals.
So there you go, buddy.
I got the whole block pushing. They can run with my tradition, but they gone fishing. With no faith, can't you pull whole weight? I got my soul straight. I brush your mouth like Colgate. And any weather, a better, a voice so hot. You'll never catch me in the next man's sweater. If they hate, let them hate. I drop their whole plan. Lay your ass down for the 3-second tan. Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise bomb shining now. You can't see me, my time is now.
Happy anniversary, baby. Shout out to Big Daddy Mark 40.
Man, he's got a pretty good voice for a big guy, doesn't he?
Didn't you love that?
Really falsetto. It's good stuff.
Man, I loved it. I'm pretty fired up about it.
That's pretty cool.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about, but if we don't get careful, if we don't get going, we're going to run out of time here today. And we got to watch this whole CMLL show again. This is March 29th, 2024. We've got a link in the description of how you can watch this show along with us. It's something else, man, and I can't wait for us to watch it. But before we get going, I think we do need to follow up and tell you guys a little bit about Lumen. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath. And on the app, it will let you know if you're burning fat or carbs. And it even gives you tailored guidance to improve your nutrition, your workouts, your sleep, and even your stress management. All you got to do is breathe into your Lumen first thing in the morning, and you'll know what's going on with your metabolism, whether you're burning mostly fats or carbs. And then Lumen will give you a personalized nutrition plan for the day based on that day's measurements. You can also breathe into it before and after workouts and meals, so you know exactly what's going on in your body in real time. And Lumen will give you tips to keep you on top of your health game. As everybody listening to this knows now, my wife's on a big fitness journey. She's decided to start doing some competitions and things like that. She cannot believe that this technology exists. And she sort of painted the visual picture for me. We've all seen it before, like a treadmill in a doctor's office, and they've got the dude wearing the mask and he's really getting after it. That whole process is doing what Lumen does, but now you can do it with an app on your phone and something at your own house. It really is that easy. And here's why your metabolic health matters. Your metabolism is really your body's engine. It's how your body turns the food you eat into the fuel that keeps you going. And because your metabolism is at the center of literally everything your body does, optimal metabolic health translates to a bunch of benefits, including easier weight management, improved energy levels, better fitness results, better sleep, just more mental clarity. Lumen gives you recommendations to improve your metabolic health with each breath. Lumen's recommendations are designed to improve your pre- and post-workout fueling for better performance and recovery, so you can power through your toughest workouts and add on muscle mass. My wife absolutely loves it. I think you will too. So if you're ready to take the next step in improving your health, go to lumen.me/WHW to get 15% off your Lumen. That's LUMEN.me/WHW for 15% off your purchase. And we thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring today's episode. Tony, without further ado, man, I'm locked and loaded on this CMLL show. Are you ready on your end?
Yeah, I am. First disclaimer here.
Yep.
James El Corai is with us. I'm sure we'll see James this weekend. And he and DJ Turnup sent us a countdown. I'm going to use DJ Turnup's countdown. It's very obscene.
Oh.
But it's based on some of the obscene things that you have forced me to say.
I've never done anything like that.
Right. And he's going to take us back to where, remember I was, so James, the reason I'm saying that is I'm going to have you on next week with your countdown. I appreciate that. But I got, and this is, listen, DJ Turnup, he got on here early because he think they got to play my countdown. You're right. This is back when when we would read Pornhub. Remember that?
Oh, I love it. It was a highlight of my life, really.
Really, of your life?
Of my whole life. Like, I actually put that in my will. When they lower me into the ground, I'm going to have that in my headphones.
That's good.
And I'll know that you know that I know that you know that I'm listening to it.
So you'll go right straight to hell on a sound wave.
Man, if I'm not already got a seat reserved, I mean, I think I got a front row seat right now.
Yeah. So everybody's ready. It's time for the day's countdown for from DJ Turnup. Ready?
We're ready.
DJ Turnup!
Why are you laughing? At lowestrules.com.
I'm laughing at Pornhub.
Well, you got to share it, Tony.
Okay. My dick just looked at me and bent into the shape of a question mark. Well, and then a response was, well, that's a big dick. You know what else is big? My love for Jesus. Can I get an amen?
What are you doing? What are you doing, Tony?
Instructions unclear. Dick stuck in a toaster. Well, first of all, you need to unplug it. That's what I would think. You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
I've never danced and masturbated before, but I can now say I have, and will do so again. And when I twirled to the beat, my spurt sprayed the walls with a 360 Morse code. Some sick fuck to think up that, buddy.
What do you think the Morse code said?
Help! I'm out of my mind.
Question mark. My goodness.
DJ. Enough of that.
I was like, man, you must really like that. My goodness.
It fires up on its own.
You may need to mute your playback there, Tony. We're getting it.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to do it.
So listen, Arena Mexico is quite an experience if you've never done it. You see all those LED screens. They've got the ramp set up, and they've even got screens around the ring apron, like we've seen before in major American promotions. This is quite a cultural experience. I got to do this in October of 2022, attend a show there, and man, it was pretty cool. I mean, I think it's something that every wrestling fan should try to make happen. Especially with if Triple Mania is going to continue to run one of their shows for AAA in Mexico City, it makes it easy to go to Arena Mexico and just sort of double dip that weekend.
Here's our girl, Willow.
She's got a big pay-per-view match coming up this weekend against Chris Statlander. It's a Chicago street fight. And a friend of the show, I think Stokely Hathaway, is trying to pull some strings with Tony Khan to see if they can go ahead and play Chris Statlander's theme song through the arena during the entire street fight, like it was a New Jack ECW ass whooping. What do you think? You think Chris Statlander's getting the W, or is Willow Nightingale going to whoop some ass to a soundtrack?
I hope Willow whips some ass, and I hope she starts with Stokely.
What?
Pounding his ass right through the canvas.
That's a rude comment.
He deserves it. Hey, we're not able to. Oh, look at this, Tessa Blanchard.
Man, you know, when you look at Tessa Blanchard, just a handful of years ago, people thought, especially like going into All In, like, hey, man, this is going to be one of the top stars. I think a lot of people assumed that by this point, she would be wrestling Charlotte Flair in the WWE, just that connective tissue of, you know, second generation horseman children or what have you. But I am looking forward to seeing what's next for her. I know there's been some controversy, and she's sort of had some stutter steps and stops and starts, and I don't know what's next for her, but I'm hopeful that she and a lot of other folks get a second chance in pro wrestling. I don't know all the details of what those controversies are. I just know that, hey, these are young people trying to make their way through the world, and I'd like to think we're all getting better, Tony. Like, you know, all of our attitudes evolve and change and get better with time.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd like to think that as well. And I understand that she, from what I've heard, is one of the great female wrestlers in the world. I like to think that we have some of those too. I think you can't get any better than Toni Storm, as far as I'm talking about in-ring work. And yeah, I like this. We're not able to track any of the sound here.
I would prefer we didn't. It's all in Spanish. Okay. You won't understand any of it. But
okay, no, that's fine. That's fine.
What we're seeing right now, and boy, I'm going to butcher some of these names. So I'm going to apologize in advance for not being as familiar with the product as I should. But it's Willow Nightingale teaming with Tessa Blanchard and Catalina to take on Lluvia. I screwed that up, and I'm sorry. Zeuxis, probably fucked that, and Stephanie Vaquer.
That's right.
I'm doing my best, and I apologize for not being more familiar, but I am but a lowly hillbilly from Alabama doing my best.
We found that out earlier. As you know, why don't we just call Excalibur, wake his ass up?
It's 6:35 where he lives. He's asleep.
That's the reason I wanted to.
Hey, I want to mention too that Conan, I recently was on his podcast with Disco Inferno. Disco says hello, by the way.
Really?
And
you know what Disco can do, don't you?
What can Disco do, bud?
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking. I don't know. What can he do?
Take a flying leap in a pile of shit, face first, mouth open.
That's pretty specific, bud.
Okay.
It's awfully specific. Anyway, Conan made mention of Tessa Blanchard and said, dude, she's absolutely tearing it up in CMLL. She's over like Rover. She's a megastar. I'm glad to hear she's enjoying so much success. By the way, what do you think about this, Tony? They just run the commercials right in the middle. What about the sponsors on the ring? Like sponsors like this in Mexican wrestling and lucha libre are a big deal. They'll show it on the screens behind them. They'll put it on the mat. They'll actually flash it up on the screen. The ad component of wrestling south of the border is a little different than here in America.
Yeah. I'm for it. Boy, Tessa looks great too, doesn't she?
Great shape right there, bud.
Yeah.
You know what's cool is when she took a break from wrestling, she went back to school and did well there. And I mean, she's found success outside of wrestling as well. So I'm pulling for her and hope that, cause I know we both think a lot of Tully and Magnum and just the families. And I got to meet her, I think before she was even, she may have been like 19 or 20 years ago. Just delightful. But you know, go ahead. I know that.
I'm all for that.
Lot of opportunities for the makeup chair here.
Oh,
so how about this, man? Trios action with the ladies. Dude, this is some pretty good stuff right here.
Pretty good stuff. It's pretty good camera work too.
Yeah, I think that more people here in America would enjoy the presentation of Lucha Libre if they could understand, you know, some of the characters and the stories, but with it not being as readily available and often maybe the commentary isn't done live or there's a bit of a delay or a lag. But I really enjoy the Triple Mania shows that I get to watch on Triller. I think Joe Dombrowski and Larry Dallas do a good job there of giving you the context of the things that you might have missed if you don't normally watch it. And I know some of our contingent, some of our old school listeners here on the program who grew up as dyed-in-the-wool JCP fans or Mid-Atlantic fans, they might take a look at some of the stuff we're going to see today from CMLL and say, oh, well, that's not wrestling. And you're right. It's Lucha Libre. So if you stop holding it to the standard of, you know, traditional drop toe hold and Texas clover leaves, and you just take a look at, hey man, this is a spectacle.
Right.
Because when you're there in person, I've had the good fortune of seeing a couple of shows live in Mexico, and man, it's something else. Like the experience is unlike an American wrestling experience with the crowd and just as the part of the culture it is. It's more like superheroes. You know what I mean? More so than amateur wrestling, if you will.
There is a misconception among a lot of people, I think, about the country of Mexico. I think and here's what I'm saying, and maybe I'm wrong here, and I hope I am wrong. I think a lot of people look at the troubles they have had and you know, the cartels and the drug dealers, and especially the problems that they've had in Juarez, which is right across the border from El Paso, and feel like there's nothing but trouble in Mexico. But I do understand that Mexico City is pretty freaking cool.
Dude, Mexico City is like New York City.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I had been all over Mexico to the tourist towns, but it wasn't until 2022 I went to Mexico City, and it was like, oh shit, this is huge. This is a gigantic city with a ton of folks.
Yeah.
And you know, it's something else. I highly recommend everybody check it out. It is an affordable wrestling experience. I know that sounds crazy when you're talking about taking a flight, but I'm just saying, like, tickets for Arena Mexico or Triple Mania are very affordable. There's lots of vendors out front selling all kinds of crazy wrestling stuff. A friend and I went to some steakhouse and ate like kings, and the bill was like $40. I mean, it's very affordable. I would highly recommend that if you're looking for a wrestling adventure, go check it out, and be sure to drink the bottled water.
Yeah, you and I should go on on an adventure. Go to see CMLL, and you can pay for the whole trip like you always do when we go somewhere.
So to say, how would that be much fucking different, Tony?
Yeah, we'll have Dave Silva go with us.
No, Dave Silva doesn't speak the language. We could bring his wife as the translator.
Okay,
she was born in Japan, but
yeah, you know, Dave Silva doesn't really get out that much anymore, does he?
Not at all.
Is he coming to Top Guy Weekend?
No, sir. No.
See? What a lame, round sissy he is. I like the overhead camera shot. They're using a lot of it here.
Well, yeah, I mean, it gets a great shot of the sponsor too, but you really get another perspective. How about that? So this is an elimination match.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, this is going to get 3 3/4 stars. We're watching a pretty fun match here, but we've got a live studio audience who's with us here today. And I want to give a shout out to them. I know DJ Turnup's here, and Bad Money Slim, and Brooke is here. James is here. Gavin's here. Megan's here. Coach Keith. Rajiv. Look at Coach Keith wishing us happy anniversary. 400.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for coming and hanging out with us today. I see you two, Eric and Devin, and got a good little crowd in here today. Jim.
Did you say Bad Money Slim was here? Did you mention his name?
We got to be. I mean, did you, by the way, have you seen Bad Money Slim's Back to the Future video he did for us?
Yes. Spectacular, right?
How awesome was that, dude?
Yeah. We should play it. Shouldn't we play it?
I think we definitely need to do that. Stay tuned till the end of today's program, and we will run Bad Money Slim's Back to the Future video that he did for us. Even if Silva doesn't have it ready, we'll add it in post. Make sure everybody gets a chance to see it. Because, man, he put a lot of effort into that, and it turned out great. Hey, what do you think of this, man? The introduction of the ring cards. So, we got one fall down. Now we're going to the second fall. I like that. Adds a little boxing element to it.
I do too. You know what I think? You and I have talked about this before. I think Latin ladies are the most beautiful women in the world.
Okay.
I do. I think.
Tessa's up top, going to the floor. Here we go.
Yep.
See, that's what they're looking for in lucha.
Yes. Right.
Anyway, so you, if and when Lois decides she's tired of you pestering for some cooter, you're gonna get a Latin lover.
No, I'm done with all that stuff. But I just think they're beautiful.
Dude, Tessa just had one of the cooler things right there. The Irish whipped, two girls Irish whipped her into the corner. And as she ran over, I thought, all right, we're going to get a splash, or she's going to do some sort of a senton Kevin Owens type cannonball thing. Nope. Got a run and start and slap the shit out of you. A running slap tickled me, boy.
Running start and slap the shit out of you.
That was great. We, oh, you know what? I just saw Bad Money Slim wants to know, Tony, what did you think about the DeLorean video? I thought I just asked that. I called it a Back to the Future video, but
yeah, it was spectacular.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
We got to talk.
By the way, just to set it up when we see it a little bit later, it's the real one. It's the movie one. That we're going to see.
I was just waiting for you to get struck by lightning. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen.
That's already happened when I first saw Lois.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about something else that we never thought would happen.
Did you see Tessa just powerbomb Willow?
Are you surprised?
With ease. Hey, I know it's a team thing to get up like that, but still.
But it looked good.
Damn right it looked good.
Look at here.
No, it wasn't Willow. I'm sorry.
We got a celebration. Willow, Tessa, and Catalina pick up the win. 14 minutes and 4 seconds. That match flew by.
Yeah, it did. And if you like heights, look at the crowd, man. What a good look this is.
Dude, isn't it? I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah. Oh, here's an AEW banner. God bless America.
You think you guys will run a show in Mexico one day?
I don't know. I mean, we're going to Australia, as you know by now. I don't know. I would think that there's a chance.
We got to talk about something that made the news. The actual literal news. And nothing happened in Mississippi. Did you know that our guy Pondwater Dave was on the news?
What'd he do? Get attacked by a goose?
No, they invited him into the studio, Tony. I'm not making this up. This is real. They invited him in to show off his wrestling memorabilia on the fucking news.
Wow.
He was on Channel 9 showing off David Von Erich's underwear. And he showed off the referee shirt he wore in Ric Flair's last match. And here's what I love most about Pondwater Dave. He got dressed up to go on the news. He just wore what he normally wore and set up his goddamn Funko Pops. That's a lighter from Fritz von Erich. Like, this is on the news. Look at this shit. He's counting 3. He's simulating. Here's what I did in Ric Flair's last match. You see, you lay there and pretend like you got the figure 4 on that damn dirty heel Jeff Jarrett, and pretend like you're almost dead, like you're pop, and then I'll slide behind you and count 3. This is real. This is not Photoshop. This shit really happened. A news affiliate. Can you bring that old guy's underwear in here and some Pakistani bootlegs and a couple of action figures and a lighter from Fritz von Erich? And why don't you take that referee shirt you got from Dick's Sporting Goods where you ironed on that JCP logo right before you went out? And if you could just recreate the 3 from Ric Flair's last match that he don't even remember himself, how great is that, dude? This is real.
Yeah, Pondwater Dave, God bless him.
Just a national treasure.
Yeah, he is. Just ask him. Hey, I just realized this is not an elimination match. This is like a scorecard.
Oh, you might be
all the
right.
girls are still in it, right?
Yeah, I thought when they raised all their arms, that was it.
Yeah. So it's who wins I guess 2 out of 3 falls, maybe. Who wins the most falls? I don't know. But I saw the scorecard being put up. Oh, well, Willow, she's very light on her feet, isn't she?
Oh, dude, she's really
athletic, man.
Absolutely. I love that move, by the way. That move right there, I've seen Charlotte Flair used to do that. I think Sasha Banks used to do that. I've seen a few folks who've done that before, and I don't know why, but I just think that's a cool visual. Like the idea that it's like, headbutting your head into the turnbuckle, but now not using your hands with your knees into the canvas. The first time I saw that, I was like, I just love that, dude. I'm going to get a running start and slap the shit out of you. Tessa Blanchard has one of my favorite moves in wrestling now. I didn't realize that. Dude, this is really good. This is really well done. And I know that there's some people who are going to say, oh, they're not making enough tags. Like, come on. It's not about that. It's about 6 women going at it. That's what Lucha Libre is.
Mm-hmm.
There's no tag ropes in Lucha. It's a different thing. So don't judge it by traditional.
So you know what? If you want to bitch about it, do us a favor. Turn on another podcast. Listen to someone bitch about wrestling who's never been in the ring.
Hey, speaking of bitching, Bryant wants to know, how much do we need to pay for you to get in the pouch of a kangaroo while you're in Australia? I know you're going to bitch about that, but that's a solid plan. I would love to see you, first of all, do a boxing match with a kangaroo. That'd be great.
Well, is it a thing to get into the pouch of a kangaroo?
It is if you're bite-sized like Tony Schiavone.
Okay.
You are like Halloween candy. You're fun-sized.
I might find Hornswoggle. Who knows? And they're eating a donut. You could. I mean,
that was almost an Arn Anderson level quip right there. I'm going to find Hornswoggle in there eating a donut. The way you said eating a donut was very Arn Anderson of you.
Okay. Oh, my.
We're having some fun watching this CMLL show from March 29th earlier this year at Arena Mexico. Still got that trios ladies match going, and they're tearing it up.
And I do believe there's only 3 matches on this card, right?
There's 3 that we're watching. This is the 5th match of the show.
Right.
We had to make sure we played some of our other dumb bullshit.
So they do win it now. So I guess if they show the scorecard.
Oh, there it is. There's your winners. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can see it at the bottom.
2 out of 3 falls.
Hey, I'm going to We'll have Dave Silva mark the time. So if we need to, we can go back and mute it later. But here's what it sounds like.
Okay.
A pesar de las equivocaciones, hechicero, que vimos y tú estás...
So when you're saying, hey, let's track it. Well, bud, that's not going to help us much.
Yeah, I like the sound of the ring announcer though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The crowd. Yeah,
no, I agree.
Yeah, get the essence of it, right? The essence of it.
The vibe. I mean, you can see how happy the crowd is. By the way, we're going to have a break in the action here. So rather than wait till the end of the show, it was so well done. Let's show you what my man Bad Money Slim put together for us here on What Happened When to celebrate 400 episodes. Let's take a look.
Going?
About 30 years.
Dude, how great is that? I mean, listen, this is not some Hollywood production company. That's just one of us, a big wrestling fan. And he's not like he's a professional cameraman or photographer or editor. Just me and you, man. Just two dudes who love wrestling and love this little community and doing their best and putting some real work in. That was awesome, dude. I couldn't do that. I couldn't create that. So here you go. We got another match coming out next here. We've got match number 6. It's Rocky Romero, and I'm going to screw it up. Mascara Dorada taking on Atlantis Jr. and Soberano Jr. And this match has crazy heat, according to Dave Meltzer.
Okay, first of all, let me redefine what heat is. It's not what Dave Meltzer says. That's not heat. Okay?
He says one thing.
I've been in the business long enough to know what heat is, and that's not heat.
You haven't seen it yet, Tony. So how do you know how do you know there's not going to be?
I know what heat is. Heat is when the fans want to kill you.
But we haven't gotten to that point in the match yet.
He's talking about fans cheering and fans getting, that's what, it has great fan response. That's what it is. It ain't heat. Okay? It ain't heat. It ain't motherfucking heat. Yeah. But if he wants to use it in his own way, he's more than welcome to. But in the wrestling vernacular, it's not heat.
You ain't got to get hot about it.
Okay? Heat was when Ric Flair used to cheat and beat Ricky Steamboat, and they had to escort him out because the fans are going to kill him. Heat is when Ole Anderson got a guy in South Carolina so mad he stabbed him. That's getting heat. Heels get heat. Okay? That ain't heat.
All right, bud.
Okay.
This match had crazy heat. One thing, and this is a key in Mexico, when you get the fans who only come out once or twice a year and not tourists, they are often more rudo-oriented. This crowd loved Romero and Soberano, screwed that up, who were the rudos. That's heels in Mexico. Mm-hmm. This match gets 4.5 stars. Another really, really well-reviewed match here.
Yikes.
You're a big fan of this, aren't you?
Beautiful women. Just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful women. And hey, big fan of Rocky Romero too. I know he works for us. So I know that I'm biased, but Rocky's a good guy, man.
Great guy.
Rocky just, and a very, I'm sorry, what was I saying?
You were talking about how great Rocky Romero is.
Yeah, a very legendary performer, really, in CMLL. And of course, in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, Rocky's done it all. Now he works for us backstage, and just have a good time with him.
Well, and we're having a good time with you guys. Thanks for hanging in there for 400 episodes. I saw those ladies run out, and all I could think was, our next sponsor needs no introduction. You've seen the ads. You've heard us talk about it a million times, and I bet there's a big part of you that wants to try it. I'm talking about Blue Chew. That's your grandpa's pill. This is the one. It's the OG chewable tablet for better sex. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost and in a chewable form. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, you consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And here's the best part. It's all done online. Blue Chew's tablets are made right here in the USA. They're prepared and shipped directly to your door. And you don't have to go to the doctor's office. You don't have any awkward conversations. You don't have to wait in line at the pharmacy. You can take them anytime, day or night. So plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. Blue Chew wants you to have better sex. So discover your options at BlueChew.com. Blue Chew wants the entire country rock hard. That's what they told me. That's the mission. They will not stop until every man is bricked up like a brick house, until every tent is pitched, until every rod is raised. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code WHW at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com. The promo code is WHW, and you receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring today's podcast. And Tony's Wiener. Tony, you've told me that sometimes you take Blue Chew, even though Lois isn't giving you any, you just want to just prove to yourself how hard you can get. You were telling me before we went live that you can get so hard even a cat couldn't scratch it. What does that mean exactly?
Well, you ever seen a cat? A cat can put his claws in like the curtain and climb up the curtain or something like that.
Yes,
but it can't put its claws in a wall and climb up a wall.
Oh, there's nothing to hold on to. It's just firm.
Yeah,
rigid, turgid.
Yeah.
We're going to see some spectacular stuff in this. If you've never seen Rocky Romero and CMLL, you're in for a treat. And look at this. How do you not love the dancing? Come on.
Yep. Azúcar.
Hey man, as we're recording, we're on the heels of our first big college football weekend. I know the Schiavone household was proudly represented at the Georgia game as they just obliterated their opponents, as did Alabama. But boy, it wasn't the case for all of our favorites. Florida State has let our man Dave Westbrook down, Dirty Dave in the OC, or I guess he's in the HSV now. That's herpes simplex virus, for those of you keeping track at home. He flew all the way to Ireland to watch them take on, and then they lost.
They took on sad old Georgia Tech.
And they lost
all the way to when Lois and I were flying back from London. There were a lot of Georgia Tech shirts on there. And I want to say, hey, congratulations on your win. You won't get one in Athens, but I didn't.
Well, I don't know that anybody's going to get any wins in Tallahassee because it's pretty rough, man. Not only did they lose in Ireland, they decided to have a Monday night game. So, that was sort of the pregame for all of college football over in Ireland. And it was a big opportunity. Tons of folks, millions and millions and millions of fans watching. Mm-hmm. As Florida State just completely fell apart. But their fans came through big online because they said, my God, when we're on that Monday night game, when the whole world is watching next week, there ain't no way the Florida State Noles are going to lose to Boston College. So much so that a fellow sent a tweet out, a diehard Florida State fan, that at 321 Nole, who was using the hashtag BeatBC, You see him there, swagged out, got his Mr. T starter set on, got his beard like he likes it, and his hat and glasses. I think it's a requirement that if you're a Florida State fan, you wear douchebag hats.
Mm-hmm.
And he tweeted out, if Florida State loses to Boston College this weekend, I will eat dog shit out of a red Solo cup with a spoon and post a video of me doing it. Book it. Well, Florida State got ran through bad. It was a squash match. Boston College destroyed them on Monday night. And the internet decided to go say, hey, wait a minute. What happened to that fellow? Jack McGuire says, the dog shit eater is on the run like you wouldn't believe. In the last hour, he's deleted his Instagram and his Facebook. The man is recently engaged. Imagine explaining to your soon-to-be wife why you had to go 0 dark 30 on social media. I have his fiance's IG. I think I may draw the line at involving civilians, but I'd be lying if I didn't consider it. There's more.
Okay.
RG3 says, it's not looking good for this Florida State fan. I mean, imagine that's your photo and the entire world is waiting on you to eat dog shit. I think there's more. Barstool Sports is after it. And more. Big Cat. I'm not saying he has to eat an entire dog shit, but the man must take a bite. Dog shit must hit his tongue on camera, or else we never rest. Wanted. Here's a wanted poster. Florida State fan who said he would eat dog poop if Florida State lost to Boston College and then deleted his Twitter after the first half of the game. If found, make him eat dog poop. He deleted his Twitter. He gone. Tony, when I saw this, I thought of that scene from Step Brothers, I think it was, where the little kids made Will Ferrell put his tongue on dog shit. Do you recall this?
Yeah, I do. Listen, let me be very honest here. That may have not even been a real person. You do realize that, don't you?
It's a real person, bud.
No, it could have. And that's the thing about social media. It could have been someone finding a picture of a guy, a Florida State fan. I mean, they even had the Beat BC as the handle, right? And just coming up with this stupid gimmick and putting it on and saying, let's see what happens if they lose. Let's see what the idiots come out. And that's one of the things. Oh my God,
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
You're going to love this guy.
Okay.
Anyway, keep going.
It may not be real. Don't you guys get that? Everybody thinks that behind every Twitter tweet, it's an actual person being sincere. It's not.
Wait, you're saying a bot suggested it would eat dog shit out of a Solo cup?
I'm saying a Boston College fan could have put that out there.
Why would a Boston College fan want to eat shit?
No, you're trying. I know what you're trying to do, but no, it's.
Here, will you just let me make a compromise? I'm a deal maker in these parts. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So here's what I'm suggesting.
I'm telling everybody as they did years ago.
Wait, hang on. No, it's going to be with the dog shit out of the Solo cup.
And you're dumbass enough to believe it.
Here's what I'm suggesting. Just hear me out, God damn it.
Yeah. Okay.
Hypothetically, what if I'm going to be in Chicago this weekend? You're going to be in Chicago this weekend. Our low-key big hogs are going to be in there in Chicago this weekend. What if, hypothetically, we just assign it? Dirty Dave, he's the resident Florida State fan. Someone owes us eating dog shit out of a red Solo cup. If you're thinking what I'm thinking and I'm thinking what you're thinking, I think Dirty Dave should have to atone for his sins of his fellow Noel brethren and eat the shit. What do you think? This Saturday morning, when you and Gerald Briscoe and David Crockett are finishing your chat on Black Saturday, We close the curtains for a minute and let Dirty Dave.
I just heard something that was booked somewhere. I wasn't sure. Okay, go ahead.
You're not going to be in Chicago this weekend?
Yeah, but I may be busy.
Saturday morning, you're busy?
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So no, I'm fine. We'll do it whenever you book Low-Key Big Hog Weekend. When would you like for Dave to come to your house and eat the dog shit?
There's no eating dog shit. Hey, we're talking bullshit over a great match.
You got plenty of dog shit at your house, Tony. Why are you bogarting the dog shit?
No, I got something to tell you about that.
Okay.
Do you know? I don't know. How do you measure success in life?
With a ruler?
Okay. Here's how I measure success. This redneck boy from Craigsville, Virginia, in the mountains of Virginia,
the western part,
okay, can now afford to have someone come to his house once a week and pick up dog shit for him.
Hang on, just so I understand.
My God, life's been so good to me. Thank you, everybody.
Hang on, help me understand, Tony. We
got a company called Duty Calls. They come out to the house once a week and pick up the dog shit in the backyard.
You got dog shit picker-uppers?
Yes, we do.
How do you got dog shit picker-uppers? Like, what's wrong with you?
Okay.
You're over here talking shit about me for having washlets on my toilet. You pay another human being to come play with your dog shit.
Yeah, I don't think he plays with it. He picks it up.
You don't know what he does.
Well, we do have cameras out back.
But once he's got it in his possession, it's up to him what he does. He might be trying to take it and feed some homeless Florida State fans. You don't know.
That was my line. I was thinking the same thing, you son of a bitch.
Are you telling me you don't want Dirty Dave to eat dog shit?
No. No, I don't.
But it would be fun if he did.
Yeah, well, it'd be fun. It'd be fun. Have somebody look at this guy. That little guy on the outside.
Do you know for sure that this guy from Duty Calls, is he a Florida State fan? I mean, is there any way for us to know?
I'm sure I got to ask him because they always let us know when they're on the way.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If he just comes in chopping and going, he could be a Braves fan in Atlanta.
Yeah. Exactly.
But we're going to round up and call him an FSU fan. So, Tony, just look at the camera in a loud and clear voice and let everybody know that you're going to let them down and you will not see them, even though you just said you would, in Chicago at Top Guy Weekend, Low-Key Big Hog Weekend. Just let them know that you're not going to be there, even though it's right there where you are. And we scheduled it in the morning, long before you had to be at the building. Just go ahead and let them know you're not going to be there.
Hate to let everybody down, but I won't be there. Hey, you can see me every Wednesday and every Monday on Patreon and on, of course, Cumulus Westwood One.
So when is Low-Key Big Hog Weekend now, since it's not this weekend in Chicago?
It is this weekend in Chicago.
We can't do Low-Key Big Hog Weekend for the WHW Patreon without the guy who does the WHW Patreon, you see. We can do Top Guy Weekend for all the other, like JR is going to be there and Eric's going to be there and Jim Ross is going to be there. And
so you're saying the people who subscribe to Patreon with me are not allowed to see the other shows. That's what you're saying. You're going to stand in front of the gate and say you can't come in.
I'm saying it would be like if you bought a ticket to an AEW show and instead you went to a GCW show.
Okay.
Like
wow.
It's not what you bought, you see.
So you're saying the guys like David Crockett and Gerald Briscoe and JR are independent wrestler types. That's what you're saying. And I'm like WWE.
I really did think, considering all that David Crockett had meant to your wrestling career and family, that if I scheduled it in the morning with him and the guy who just put you in the Wrestling Hall of Fame, Gerald Briscoe, if I put them together and they talked about Black Saturday, which is a big part of your fandom, I just thought boy, this is how we get Tony to just meander over with his bed head, just come downstairs and hang out with his friends who flew from all over the country to see him. But now I understand.
Can you get Dawkins to come pick me up?
It's downstairs, bud.
Oh, I'm not staying at that hotel.
Okay. Then yeah, I can get Dawkins to come pick you up, or Steve Patty. We got a big Suburban, black on black on black.
Can I get a Monster?
Yeah.
I do want to let everybody know.
We got a Rebel there. She's going to have them things out too.
That's great.
So
I'm not going to be drinking.
I'm not drinking.
You guys got me so drunk the last time I couldn't even see straight.
Buddy, I didn't give you any booze. You made your drinks yourself.
Oh, no. Paul Bromwell made my drink.
Well, he ain't going to be there. I'm just saying, I'm not even drinking right now in my real life. I just went through Labor Day, not one drink.
Since Labor Day?
No, I'm saying, Labor Day weekend, it's just like my dad we had to pour him into the car when he left the house yesterday. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a drop. I'm not drinking.
That's good.
Now we're in Chicago, so we are going to have crack if you'd like to try that.
You guys want to see Scout? Come here, baby girl.
Not really.
No, I don't give a shit what she wants. There, look at her. Yeah, she's a good girl.
Is Scout coming to Chicago?
Nah, Scout's too crazy to go to Chicago. She walks around here like she's on crack anyway. Hey, my apologies to Rocky Romero and Atlantis Jr. and Dorado and all those guys because they're having a hell of a match.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
And we're talking about dog shit.
That's what you wanted to talk about.
No. You started it. You started it.
By the way, Gavin appears with us here live, and he says Florida State stinks. I agree with that. Yeah. Devin Dowling wants to know, has Tony ever ate dog shit? Hashtag ask Tony.
What a stupid question.
Well, how is it stupid? You've had all those dogs. In your lifetime, you've had what, 40 dogs?
See what Jesus did right there?
What did Jesus do?
Jesus wanted us to stop talking about dog shit, so he blacked our screens for a minute. Because he wanted to talk about Rocky Romero and Atlantis Jr. going at it in the ring.
By the way,
with a little guy in a devil suit on the outside.
It's tremendous. James Elkerai is with us here live, and he heard you talking about how you pay a man to pick up your own dog shit. Mm-hmm. And he says, can't hide money. Mm-hmm. Devin Dowling thought that sounded like a shitty job. James Elkerai says this would make 2 low-key big hog weekends in a row without Tony. Yeah, I forgot. You didn't even fucking show up last year. And granted, it was in Huntsville. And if you won't come to Huntsville for my goddamn wedding, why would you come just because all these people pay you? I mean, why would you come for that? But I thought, shit, if we just do it downstairs from where he already is and we come to him and we do it in the morning and we get his friends who helped him get into wrestling and get in the Hall of Fame, and we got a monster and we got Dawkins there, and we've already had all the dog shit picked up before he got there, we might have a shot. Mm-hmm. He told us to fuck off. Rajiv says, we want Tony. Clap, 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 clap. Mm-hmm. Bryant even volunteered to go pick you up, and he even offered to make it a piggyback ride. Mm-hmm. Megan Nelson says, Tony, you shouldn't feel bad. We were all drunk.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I'll show up. We'll see. It'll be a great. Oh, they just yanked off.
That's always what they do. That's the highlight.
1, 2, 3.
How about that?
And the fans are cheering the Rudos.
Increíble! No, esto es.
Oh. Well, Atlantis got the mask back on, thank God.
By the way, you would love our list of notes for today's topics as Silva typed it out. Can I just read you this list? Because I realize as I'm looking at this format, here's the announcement.
El duelo entre Soberano y Atlantis Jr.
I couldn't roll those R's if you paid me money.
Conrad Thompson.
Is that Chewbacca over there? This is the real podcast format for today.
Okay.
You ready for this? This is what it says. Tony Europe picks, Eddie Kingston texting Taz and Tony, Taz voicemail, Brutus baby announcement, Big Daddy Mark 40 songs, pick of PWD on the news, dog shit guy. I just took a glance at that and I was like, what has happened with my life? I'm a 43-year-old man. And dog shit guy is on a show format that I do for money. And by the way, I don't need any other explanation. I know exactly what it means. Something's wrong with us, Tony.
Something is wrong with us. That's right.
Hey, speaking of people who have something wrong with them, did you see that there's going to be a Vince McMahon documentary coming out at the end of the month? September 25th, 6 parts, 1 hour each. They apparently did over 200 hours of interviews with Vince McMahon, his family, some of his people he worked closely with. But it's coming out September 25th on Netflix. It's called Mr. McMahon, Mastermind, Madman. The creators of Tiger King, the executive producer there, and Bill Simmons, who did all the 30 for 30s. This is going to be pretty wild, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh.
Are you going to watch this?
No, I will never watch anything Bill Simmons does.
Oh, you got Bill Simmons heat.
He can go suck it.
Did he steal your dog shit or what's going on?
No. Did you see Rocky Romero just win that cup and then destroy it?
Yeah, he's a heel, bud.
Boy, that's a shit heel, man. That's a dog shit heel is what that is.
That actually made the write-up too. Romero threw back trophies over the top rope on the floor. One broke and the other bounced off the floor. 4.5 stars. And now we're headed to our main event. And boy, this is going to have some folks you recognize. Mistico, Ultimo Guerrero, Volador Jr., screwed that up. Blue Panther, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Matt Sydal. It's going to be 4-on-4, an 8-man tag. And I'm sure after a match like this, with all that talent, all this fast-paced action, Bryan Danielson's going to be reaching for the amazing kind. I know when Tony does, he gets 20% off because he uses the promo code WRESTLE at theamazingkind.com. Tony goes there because he knows the Amazing Kind has plant-based pain relief balms, creams, and gels for muscles and joint, and all of your infused oils for mood support and sleep. What I really like about the Amazing Kind is, man, the founder's one of us. He's just a big wrestling fan. Matter of fact, he lived his dream and worked for the WWE as a producer and editor, working on their commercials and marketing. But now he started a family-run business called The Amazing Kind, and they do specialize in plant-based pain relief balms, creams, and gels, all for your muscles and joints. But what's really exciting is that they have these infused oils for mood support and sleep, and it's really helped Lois sleep. We've talked about that here before. It's made from all-natural sun-grown hemp, and it's infused with nutrient-dense MCT oil. And whatever you're looking for, and I mean that, they've got it at theamazingkind.com. If you're looking for CBD to help with some pain relief, if you're looking for some CBG to help you focus and be sharper, or if you're looking for some CBN to help you sleep, research has suggested that CBD infused oils and soft gels help support relaxation and a sense of calm. And if you can just imagine anything that's on you that's sore, muscles, joint pain, whatever, you just rub these topicals right on. They also have anti-inflammatory agents in their CBD products, and can even help with other things like arthritis, dermatitis, even skin irritation. Lots of athletes and fitness enthusiasts really like CBD for muscle recovery. My wife uses it. And as I mentioned, it's also good for skin, whether it's acne, psoriasis, eczema, dry skin. And if you've got chronic pain conditions, things like fibromyalgia or neuropathy, the CBD topicals can really be helpful. A lady I work with named Frances, man, she's had just really terrible migraines for a long, long time. And these CBD topicals have really helped her from theamazingkind.com. But as I mentioned, Lois really likes the CBN. The infused oils, man, they have a sedative effect, which brings you an overwhelming state of relaxation and calmness, aka it's more conducive to help you fall asleep. It can also help the time it takes you to fall asleep and then help you stay asleep. We're talking reducing the number of awakenings you have during the night. I think you're going to like it. I want you to try it, and they've got something for everybody. CBD, CBG, CBN, whatever you're looking for, go to theamazingkind.com. That's theamazingkind.com and use 20%, get 20% off your order when you use our promo code WRESTLE. Bryan Danielson making his way into the ring. And dude, I like this look for Bryan here. The blue and the gold and the white. One of his dreams, I'm sure, was to wrestle in Arena, Mexico, and he made it happen.
Love anything Bryan Danielson does. To me, you cannot beat the drama of his match with Swerve at All In. Just the drama of his family being there and both men. And here comes the man, buddy. Do you know that there's very much of a lot of, I guess every guy you see in the ring, but the Jon Moxley you see walking down right now with that look,
that's really him.
That's really him. Yeah.
I know people think he's doing a Stone Cold impression. He's not. This is the way Jon carries himself in the backstage area.
Exactly. And sometimes I'll say, "Hey, Jon," and he'll go, "Hey," just walk by. And sometimes I'll go, "Hey, Jon," and he'll go, "Hey." He said, "Let me talk to you for a second." And he'll just talk. We'll just talk about wrestling.
This is going to be a fun match. I can't wait to see it, but I do want to follow up on something you said a minute ago. You're never going to watch anything Bill Simmons is a part of, even this Vince McMahon documentary. Can you give us any context to that?
No, Bill was very critical of me during the WCW years. And you know what? Said some very terrible things. And so, you know what he can do. Anyway, there you go.
But because of that, you won't watch the documentary on this.
Nope. And had I known he was one of the founders of 30 for 30, I wouldn't have watched any of them. Now look at Claudio Castagnoli. What a freaking just athlete he is.
Well, help me out. What did Bill say that you didn't like?
So, you know, I know you're going to try to.
I promise I won't. I can tell you're being serious now.
Yeah.
I don't know what he said though.
He just. Matt Sydal. I like the fact that Matt Sydal is part of this. He's got that third eye, buddy. Also like the graphic. They always have the mask in the graphic. What they're all about.
Oh, it's such a big part of their culture.
Yeah. So they don't do a commentary live there. They do it in post. Is that what you'd mentioned that earlier? There's no commentary live there?
No, I'm saying the translation. Sometimes if you're getting it in English, like when I've been to AAA shows before, they actually do commentary through the loudspeaker, through the PA.
Really?
So they're talking the entire time. So the fans, as they're sitting in the crowd, they're hearing commentary.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
It is different.
I don't know if I agree with that, but there you go.
It's different.
But I like the look of this, man. What a great freaking shot.
All right. So we're not going to get anything on Bill Simmons. So we'll move on.
No, he's not worth my time.
Michael Stutler wants to know, does Tony watch dog videos on X or Instagram? I know you hate social media, but do you watch the cute dog shit?
Yeah, I do.
Megan Nelson, she's always bringing the good questions. She wants to know, is there lucha porn on Pornhub? She knows you've spent a lot of time over there, Tony. Have you watched any in masks?
I haven't watched any of Pornhub, Megan, and you were kind of giving us an inside look at what you're thinking about, which scares me.
Roll Tide. Jim in Buffalo says, if Tony doesn't show up Saturday and we riot, and by riot, I mean we'll just be sad about it. Here's what we'll do. I thought since he won't come to Top Guy Weekend in Huntsville, we'll take Top Guy Weekend to him in Chicago. But if Tony Schiavone doesn't attend Low-Key Big Hog Weekend this weekend in Chicago, I have a backup plan. I have a plan C. We'll just do it in his driveway. We'll all bring chairs. We'll bring our dogs. And, we'll have Coach Rosie pull up with some of those coolers he serves after practice. Those little barrel cooler drinks. And we'll just sit there and fellowship and play some goddamn show tunes on the Bluetooth. It'll be great. Mm-hmm. We'll have DJ Turnup come. He'll play some remixes, spin some tunes. Lois will come out. And then we'll wave to the Florida State fan who picks up the dog shit from duty calls. It'll be a big time.
Yeah, it'd be great. Hey, interesting that Blue Panther on the screen does not have a mask on, but he wears one to the ring. What's that all about?
What do you mean?
Well, shouldn't you wear the mask and keep your identity? What?
He's selling the masks, bud.
Yeah, but wouldn't he wear it on the screen?
I don't really follow what you're saying. Like Rey Mysterio got unmasked and then he put it back on.
See, here Volador Jr. is coming out. Doesn't have the mask on his screen. There you see it right there, but has the mask on when he walks out. Yeah, I thought the mask was.
Do you remember a wrestler who used to wrestle for you guys called Andrade? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
He would wear a mask to the ring and then take it off and wrestle.
Okay.
See, these guys down there, Tony, just outside of the building, they're not selling a bunch of wrestling T-shirts.
Mm-hmm. They're selling masks.
It's a merch business.
I know it's a merch. I just thought that you wore a mask all the time. You didn't reveal your identity.
Well, what it means is they lost a mask match.
Okay.
And so when you lose the mask, that now they can see you. But if they knew you from before, you have to have some sort of connective tissue. Yeah. But you get a big payoff when you lose a mask match. Like, I don't want to say the numbers, but I've heard some of the numbers, and it's a lot more than you would normally make in a match. Considerably more, like a large sum.
I bet.
But you can still put the mask back on afterwards and still continue to sell it. Dave, who pretends to be Mexican every now and again, says he lost his mask in a match, but he wears it so people can put two and two together. Mm. Hey, look, he's bringing an MLW belt down to the ring. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's Mistico is pretty cool. How about the wings? Is like, you go take flight.
Yeah, Mistico's a big star. Hey, I forgot to tell you this. I'm going to be in your neck of the woods on. Let me go take a look where you are that day, because I have your schedule here. You don't know that, but I have a back door to the AEW schedule. Oh, you're around. You're available. I'm coming to your house on September 14th, just so you know.
It's on a Saturday.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you coming over to the comedy show?
My stupid friends, Corey Ryan Forrester and Cassio Kidd, are doing a comedy show on the 13th in the afternoon or the evening. And then I'm going to cruise on over to Atlanta because that night MLW is running center stage. And I know some things that are happening on that show and I want to see that. And my dad never leaves the house and I want to take him on a guy's trip. So we're going to hang out and drink some beers with the boys, or he is, and I'll drive him around on the 13th. And then on the 14th, we're going to go find a watering hole and watch Alabama stomp a mud hole in Wisconsin. And I'll be right up the street from you. If you want to come hang out with me and Larry Thompson and Cassio Kidd and watch a little football. I know you're not going to the MLW show. Totally get you've seen enough wrestling. But hey, hanging out and watching some feet ball could be worse things. I'll bring you a fresh cup of dog shit.
You know what? There's a comedy show that night that my son, Tim, wants me to go to with him. Jim Jeffries.
Oh, yeah.
Is performing. Tim and I recently went to see Brian Regan.
That's Cassio's favorite comedian of all time.
Regan is?
Mm-hmm.
Classic. Absolute classic.
Cassio holds him in the highest regard, thinks he's the best he's ever seen, his favorite.
He can make you laugh without saying one curse word, which is pretty, if you think about comedy today, that's
fucking impressive. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's quite a chore.
It's really goddamn fucking impressive bullshit, if you ask me.
Yeah, motherfucker can
Son
do
of
it,
a
man.
bitch, whore, slut.
Yeah. Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hey, so what do you think? If, do a little Top Guy weekend in your driveway on the 14th?
Don't think so.
No, just me, Dad, and Casio, and radio, so we can listen to Wisconsin and Alabama.
Hey, this should be a great main event.
No doubt.
Yeah. I would not listen to Alabama at gunpoint. Even though, my friend Eli Gold is no longer there.
He's calling Jacksonville State now. Can you believe that?
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Eli wants to work, man. But Chris Stewart's a friend as well. So.
Oh, Chris is the man, is he not?
I love Chris.
What a nice human being. Well, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Well, if you're around and you want to hang out on the 14th with me and my father and Casio, we're going to be in your neighborhood.
Okay, good. Hey, so now it's going to be the Blue Panther beginning things with Bryan Danielson. And they are playing this up, man.
Let's take a listen.
Ahí está en el centro cuadrilátero, The American Dragon, enfrentando. Esto, señores, no es un sueño, es una realidad del Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre.
There you go.
I love that stuff, man. Hey, look who the referee is. It's little sawed-off Bryce Remsburg.
Living his dream, baby. Dressed like a CMLL ref, too. Got the shirt on, got the bow tie on.
Bryce always shows a lot of emotion as a referee.
He's like a modern day, in many ways. He reminds me a lot of Charles Robinson.
Yeah,
which is a compliment. I think Charles is fantastic.
Yeah, of course he is.
Hey, let's talk about wrestling announcing here for a minute. I don't know I shouldn't say I don't know. I know you didn't have a chance to watch it and don't care to watch it. But Joe Tessitore, who has done Monday Night Football, he's done BCS college football games. I mean, he's done a lot. He's done Top Rank Boxing, major sports broadcaster. He called Monday Night Raw last night. He's now a part of the WWE. I wanted to get your take on a quote unquote mainstream traditional sports announcer trying his hand at pro wrestling. It's not something we've seen very often in the pro wrestling space.
No, I think a couple of things were at play here. Number one, he probably got offered a really big chunk of money because he's a well-known broadcaster. And number two, is he a well-known, does he love wrestling, or was he a wrestling fan before that?
I'm not sure. I think he's a wrestling fan. I know he's friends with not Tony, but Nick Khan.
Okay.
And so I assume that's the connective tissue.
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes I feel and I'm not trying to disparage what we do as announcers, as wrestling announcers, but sometimes I feel that if someone who has done a lot on a major scale ends up going into wrestling, it makes me feel like nobody else wanted him. Does that make sense to you?
I mean, is that why you call wrestling? Because nobody else wanted you?
Yeah, pretty much. No, of course not, you dumbass.
I love you. Man, that was so great. Thank you for that. God
Yeah. No, I'm sure he'll do well. And I'm sure that Nick Khan is paying him a big chunk of money. I'm sure he'll end up being one of the best, I would hope, play-by-play men in wrestling. I don't think he'll be in the class of Excalibur. But then again, right now, in this day and age, no one is.
You think he's the best doing it right now, Excalibur?
He's amazing.
Yeah. He knows when you talk about product knowledge, nobody has more than Excalibur.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, we're watching an incredible match here. They're absolutely tearing it up. You see Bryan Danielson just going to town with these kicks. Hey, let's talk a little bit about something else that happened in the news last week. I want to get your take on. There was a photo that was leaked that a lot of us didn't expect a photo like this to ever come out. Now,
good God.
Well, I'm just saying, you've seen this a million times.
Wait a minute. Bryan Danielson flying across the ring. We got to talk about some bullshit picture.
Okay, go ahead. Just do commentary.
No, I don't want to do commentary. Well, that's my commentary. Ooh. Oh, you're right, Excalibur. Ooh, yes, Taz. I agree. There's my commentary. Go ahead.
No, I don't have anything.
You got a bullshit picture on the show as a picture of, there's the giant swing. You got a bullshit picture you wanted to show. So
well, let's wait till Claudio gets done spinning in a circle.
Yeah, Jon Moxley's getting ready to kick him. Boom. There's no way you can work that. If a guy is being spun towards you and you just jump up and put your feet out, that guy gonna get kicked.
In the head.
In the head, yeah. Air raid crash! See, I learned that from Excalibur. How about that? And look at Danielson. I think it's going to go down as Bryan Danielson being my favorite wrestler of all time.
Well, that's not fair because not that long ago you told us it was Eddie Kingston. Are you a liar, or is Eddie Kingston not your favorite now?
No, they're neck and neck. That's like you have proved that you like Alabama and dog shit. Neck and neck. You proved that here on this podcast.
I don't have a dog shit service.
How do you pick it? How do you pick it up? Do you pick it up yourself?
I don't pick it up.
No, you just let it sit around in your yard like you lived in a fuck.
First of all, I'll have you
fucking redneck motherfucker. You just say, watch the dog shit when you go out and look at the geese, because you might step in some of Ginger's dog shit.
Do you realize I don't have a yard?
You ain't got any yard at all? Where did the dog shit? In the house?
I have 5.29 acres.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, like, these fucking dogs are running around doing what they want to do alongside the ducks and the goddamn geese and the foxes and the armadillos and the possums and the turtles and the snakes and the deer. I live in the fucking country now, bud. I'm not fucking paying a guy to come pick up dog shit.
Oh, God. I'm talking to Grizzly Adams.
Yeah, don't you see the beard? I'm growing that shit out just for you.
God. Oh, meanwhile, oh, look at me. Oh, God. This is a great match, man. Tony
Schiavone's got to get business internet, boys and girls. I'm sorry, his connection's cutting out. He can only talk about dog shit.
No. I can hear you fine. It's you.
It's not me.
And I've got business internet.
Okay. Well, your business internet's giving you the business.
How's that possible?
I don't know.
That is impossible.
I mean, you ain't got to talk shit to me. I'm
talking shit to you. I got everything shut down except that's impossible.
I'm a damn good looking man. I ain't got to take this kind of shit. Hey, Devin Dowling's with us here, and he says, Tony's talking up Excalibur, but what's something Tony has taught Excalibur as a commentator?
I don't know if I've really taught him anything. Maybe, I don't know if I've really given him any advice. I do tell him, and I tell everybody to always stay positive. Realize that you've got a job that a lot of people would want. And all of us as wrestling fans are I'm talking as announcers, as wrestling fans are in a wonderful position. Sometimes some things happen backstage that gets us down. And I tell them, I say, man, when we go out to announce, put all that behind you. Let's watch wrestling and realize how lucky we are to be doing it. So I just try to coach them up as far as enthusiasm is concerned, I think.
By the way, while you were jacking off Excalibur, I went to speedtest.net and I've got 437.84 megabytes on my download speed. And I'm absolutely positive that this report we just got Because Dave Silva, as you know, he can remote into your location, and he says that Lois is downstairs watching Pornhub, and that's the reason your internet's slowing down. She's using your business internet to spin records right now. She's down there scratching and cutting right now.
Did you see? Did you say ching? Okay, my download speed right now is 914.
Now here's what I want to ask you. Just I want to circle back to something you just said.
914.4, almost 1,000. Go ahead.
When I was saying earlier that I don't speak negative shit into existence, I don't let negative thoughts consume my thoughts. I try to be positive. You said I was full of shit.
Yeah, you are.
But then when Excalibur gets down about things that are happening backstage, you give him a rah-rah speech about being positive?
Yeah, I sure do.
Does your hypocrisy know no ends, you nothing happening son of a bitch?
Yeah, okay, let me rephrase all that. Come on, Conrad. Come on, you piece of shit. Let's go. Let's get excited about what we're watching. Blue Panther, who's probably in his 60s, perform. And Mistico is in the face of the greatest wrestler alive today in Bryan Danielson. What is wrong with the world? And I like Eddie Kingston. I like Bryan Danielson too. And yes, people pick up shit in my yard. Dog shit.
By the way, Blue Panther is 2 years younger than Sting. So you know.
Okay.
Blue Panther is 5 years older than Double J.
Wow.
Double J looks fucking great, doesn't he?
He's amazing.
I mean, how's that even possible?
He's amazing. Not only that, we've probably discussed this on the show. He can probably eat more than any human alive. Did you know that?
Yes, I've seen it. It's we call it man versus food.
Yeah.
Because one of the first time, actually the first time, Dave Silva and Cassio and I made our way up to Double J's house to help him set up all of his podcast equipment. We went out to Chop House, which is a steakhouse not too far from him. And we ordered like 3 appetizers, and everybody got a steak entree and a salad. And when they came to take the appetizers, when we were done, Jeff goes, whoa, hang on. Mowed them all down, finished whatever was there.
Yeah.
And then when it came to Cassio, he was like, he didn't finish his salad. And Double J's like, hey, you going to finish the rest of that? Okay, I'll eat it. And he batted clean up for Silva and Cassio, like their baked potatoes, whatever it was. And then he bagged up the rolls and took them home with him. I'm not going to eat the bread, but Cody will. And I was like, boy, this is hanging with Double J right here.
Yeah.
To the point where I took him to G's Country Kitchen, which I think you've been to in Huntsville, one of my favorite meat and threes. And so the lady always, you know, like you get a breast and a wing if you get white meat. And so I said, hey, I want to substitute the wing. I want 2 breasts. And Jeff sort of raised his eyebrows like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. So when it gets over to him, he goes, I want 2 breasts, 2 wings, 2 legs, 2 thighs. And the lady goes, damn, baby, you just want the whole chicken? And the whole table erupted. And my mom ordered catfish, and they bring like 2 big catfish fillets. And she eats the first one, couldn't eat the second one. And I look over at Double J, and he's cutting eyes at me. And he says, Miss Deborah, are you going to eat that last little catfish fillet? So he had like 8 pieces of chicken and a catfish fillet. And you're supposed to get 2 sides. He got 4. And for his dessert, he had yams and unsweet tea. And I don't know why, but it tickled me because I've never seen him. I mean, man versus food. Can you imagine like the plumbing he must have set up at his house?
Yeah.
Got to be unbelievable.
No one eats like Jeff Jarrett. Man, look at this. Look at Moxley selling these open hand slaps. And they're coming in big. Boom. King Kong Lariat. I learned that from Excalibur.
We got to mention Coach Rosie, who's got some breaking news here for us, because I know it's a big part of what happened when for the last year or so. He says, #tell Tony, Crip Mac has been sentenced to 33 months in federal prison on a gun charge.
Oh, no. Really?
Remind everybody listening who Crip Mackey is. You have a button you can press, I think.
Yeah, it's on my other.
My bad.
I don't.
We used to be a professional show. It was a long time.
Yeah, I changed. I changed. Hang on a second. I changed boards here. I got the new board today.
Double J says, or Dave Silva says that Double J is the skinniest fat guy he knows. I never seen anything like it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to, Death Rider 2 and 3. And that's it.
Gavin appears with us live here, and he wants to know, why does Jon Moxley think that Tony Schiavone owns AEW?
You know what, Gavin, thank you very much. I wish I could answer all the questions that we have as far as angles are concerned. I have no idea what's going on. I know what the internet thinks, and I don't know if that's happening. And I basically take myself out of creative and just worry about talent relation stuff. And that's a busy job. But I kind of, I don't know what's going on. But it's interesting enough to have someone ask me about it here on What Happened When. So let's see. Let's see if the internet is right. I mean, they're right all the time, as we know.
It's been well established.
It's been well established. I mean, it's well established. Oh, there's a tap out too. It's well established that there is a dog shit eater from Florida State. It's a real guy.
No, he won't eat the dog. You said it's a fake account. It's a bot. Like whenever Tony Khan sees a negative AEW tweet, it's a bot. Well, when a Florida State fan says he'll eat dog shit, it's a bot. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You got brain worms?
I'm being facetious.
Oh, look at the celebration.
Isn't that something?
Man, they're going bananas here. We had the streamers come down.
Mm-hmm. Matt Sydal tapped out. There you see all the people with the mask. Tiger masks.
How about that?
All right, something. This is a spectacular scene.
Oh, wait. Let's try it here. Getting the no chant going.
Yeah.
Hey, Gavin Napier says, maybe Jon Moxley heard about Tony Schiavone's pooper scoopers and thought Tony had enough money to buy out TK, and now Tony Schiavone is the rightful owner of AEW. Hypothetically, if you were going to hire some folks from AEW to be your pooper scoopers, who would you nominate?
No, I wouldn't do that to them.
You wouldn't love to see Taz out there picking up the shit?
No.
Wearing an orange hoodie?
No, Dave Silva huffing and puffing out there in the hot sun would be great.
The poop is about to change. Poop Jones over here.
Oh, I get it. This was CMLL versus AEW. Got it.
Boy, you're a little fucking slow on the uptake there, aren't you? God damn.
Oh.
How many times do you do that?
AEW?
When you're bebopping to the bank in your Range Rover. AEW.
Every 30 seconds.
Every 30 seconds. I love it.
I do it enough to where Lois says, would you stop that shit? I get it. I said, no, you don't get it. She said, what do you mean? I said, look around you. She looks around and said, now you get it.
All right, Tony, we're just days away from a big weekend in Chicago. I don't know if you're going to be there or not, but there's going to be Bryan Danielson in the main event, a career-threatening match where if he loses, he's retiring, and he's going to be defending against Jack Perry in the main event. If you were a betting man, would you have the smart money on the upset for Jack Perry, or do you think Bryan Danielson can get it done?
I will never go against Bryan Danielson.
We've also got I guess a co-main event maybe for the TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné and Shida. Shida is like a day one OG AEW talent. Mercedes Moné going to be doing her thing Camille in tow. What do you think? Mercedes or Sheeta?
I'm going to go with Sheeta on this one.
Wow, a little upset. I like it.
I think so.
Hey, I don't know if you saw over the weekend, but Camille, who we both think a lot of, her real life husband, Mr. Tom Latimer, he became the NWA World Champion over the weekend in Philadelphia at the former ECW Arena. Did you see that?
I did not see it, but you told me about it on our bonus podcast, so I have certainly heard that.
That's pretty cool, man. I'm happy for him. Daniel Garcia is looking to put a big notch in his belt this weekend. He'll be taking on MJF in Chicago. MJF on the heels of losing his AEW International Championship to Will Ospreay. You think MJF returns to his winning ways, or is Daniel Garcia looking for an upset? What do you like?
Well, after what has happened to MJF and he loses his championship ring, as you know, after what happened there, I'm going to go with MJF.
We got to at least talk about another big match here. We talked about Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. They're going to hook it up in a Chicago street fight. But Will Ospreay and Pac for the AEW International Championship has me super interested. Yeah. These guys ran the UK scene for a long, long time. Now they're going to get to do their thing on the big stage here in Chicago at the Now Arena. It's for the International Championship. I think Pac would be a fine international champion. Perhaps Will Ospreay wants to look for the world title, or do you think Will Ospreay can pull it off here, or is Pac coming for vengeance from yesteryear?
Boy, this is a coin flip, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Will Ospreay. I think basically his win against MJF has given him some momentum, so I'm going to go with that. And once again, let me do a disclaimer. I have no idea who's going to win these matches, guys. I don't. Because I don't want to know.
Right.
So
well, they haven't fought yet. You know, they're going to fight this weekend, and we're going to see who the winner is. And Pac, of course, you may recall, was the inaugural AEW International Champion. So it's a big deal for him to have a shot at Will Ospreay. I think that has the potential to steal the show. But the spectacle that we're all looking forward to is a solid steel cage match between Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page. We know Swerve is fresh off of an incredible main event against Bryan Danielson where he lost his AEW world title. I'm sure he lays some of that blame at the feet of Hangman Adam Page. What do you expect with Swerve and Hangman this Saturday live on pay-per-view from Chicago?
Man, again, I'm going to go with Hangman on this one. It's hard to believe that they're going to have Swerve lose twice, but we'll see. You know, I think that's kind of what one of the things that makes us great. You know that you very rarely are going to see a disqualification. You very rarely are going to see a time limit draw. You're going to see winners and losers. So it kind of makes what's going to happen more interesting. But I'm going to go with Hangman.
It's going to be a big show. It's AEW All Out. There's still a handful of tickets available right now at AEWTIX.com. I'm going to be there. Tony's going to be there. We hope you'll make plans to join us either live or on pay-per-view. It's available everywhere pay-per-view is sold. I usually try to watch over on the Triller app. That interface really works for me, but I know some people have enjoyed it on YouTube. And of course, you can still get it on all your cable and satellite providers. And as a reminder, I know that this is just like 13 days removed from the last AEW pay-per-view. But boy, AEW always manages to deliver in spades on pay-per-view. I want to encourage you, if you're on the fence, get off the fence. AEW is going to hit a home run this weekend. And I, for one, am looking forward to it. But Tony, right now, 400 episodes later, I can't believe this is real. It looks like it's about that time.
And this will be forever known as our dog shit episode. Episode 400 is dog shit. And to celebrate, we're going to take all the dog turds from the Schiavone house that's pulled out this week, put them on a Whataburger bun, and feed them to Dave Silva. We're desperately out of time. See you next week on What Happened When. Wednesdays, we come to you on Westwood One, Cumulus, but Mondays, we come to you exclusively and ad-free on
Patreon, patreon.com/WHW Monday. And of course, adfreeshows.com.
On Hood.
Have I told you what I'm helping people with in my real life? Yeah, I'm helping them save money over at savewithconrad.com. If you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Go get yourself a quick quote. Interest rates have improved and people are realizing, hey, now's a chance to save some cash. And I'm talking to you, if you're still on the fence about buying a house, we can get you out of that apartment, tell your landlord to kiss your grits, and get you into a brand new house. You can do that with 5% down, with 3.5% down. And yes, there are still no money down options available in 2024. SaveWithConrad.com is your first step. We're going to ask you, hey, where are you now and where would you like to be? And we're going to get you on a path to fit those short-term goals, but really meet the long-term goal that we all want. And that's to appreciate the American dream. The American dream isn't to give 29% of your gross monthly income every month until you die to some banker. No, you want to own that thing for real. Your own piece of land for you and your family, your legacy. And we want to help you get one for yourself at savewithconrad.com. You don't need perfect credit. You don't need money out of your pocket. And maybe you've already got a house, but it'd be nice if you could pay a little less. We're routinely finding a way to help our podcast listeners combine all of their debt, and I mean all of it. Credit cards, personal loans, even car payments. Get it into one low monthly payment. Not only is it a better interest rate, it's also a greater tax deduction, but maybe most importantly, a much cheaper payment. We're routinely helping our podcast listeners save $500, $600, $700, even $800 a month. But how much can you save? Find out right now at savewithconrad.com.
You guys, the housing market's really good right now, too, for you folks out there that are thinking of making a change in your overhead or your living conditions. Now's not a bad time to make that move. Nowhere better to do it than savewithconrad.com. He's going to save you money. He's going to be honest. And it's like dealing with a friend, an educated friend. And boy, there's a lot of uneducated and unfriendly people in that world. Conrad Thompson is not one of them.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Jim. Check out our reviews online. You're going to see we've got more than 1,000 5-star reviews. Customer service is what it's all about. We want to be your mortgage advisor for life. So there's no application fee. There's no credit report fee. We just want to talk, man. Hey, tell us where you are and tell us where you want to be, and we'll try to help you get a plan to get there. We want to be your advocate, your humble advocate at savewithconrad.com.
Attaboy, Connie. Look at those cheeks, ladies. Look at those cheeks, ladies and gentlemen. My God.
How could you say no to that, right?
NMLS number 2129, Equal Housing Lender.
SaveWithConrad.com.